Stephen Loosley, a day after trouncing Kevin Rudd, should the Prime Minister now cull some of his supporters from the front bench?
The Prime Minister's received an overwhelming mandate by the caucus for her leadership, and I think the PM will want to exercise that leadership in essentially a unifying way. So I don't think we'll see recriminations. I certainly don't think we'll see a purge of Rudd supporters from positions of responsibility in the parliamentary party. I'm certain that the PM will look to elevating talents where there are vacancies, and a reshuffle is necessitated. So the PM will certainly look to having the best possible team in terms of policy and politics to confront the coalition at the next general election.
What's the significance of the resignation of Senator Mark Arbib? He's described as a factional warlord. Is his departure really going to be enough to help heal the party?
The Senator's departure just demonstrates how hard on families politics happens to be. I mean, Mark's
but he also
gesture,
says it's not just because of his family. He says it's to help heal the party.
And he sees it in those terms, and the gesture will have a salutary impact upon the parliamentary party in terms of a healing process. When someone takes a walk out in the snow, the way Mark has, people certainly sit up and take notice. But in terms of the Senator's shoes, they're big shoes to fill. He was really a sheet anchor within the government. I commend him for his courage in taking the decision.
Well, do you think
that he did, and speaking from personal experiences, I'm sure he'll have a much happier family life as a consequence. Politics is very tough on families. Kim?
Do you think other people should take that walk in the snow, as you've called it, in the name of reconciliation?
No, I can't think of anyone else who would actually take the decision that Mark did. It was really brave. He probably took a little bit too much on his shoulders, in my view. But there's no question that the gesture will be well received, not only in the Parliamentary Labor Party, but more broadly. But I'll say again that the main impact of this is to drive home to a great many people in the electorate, as well as within the political framework itself, just how tough upon families politics can be.
You're a former New South Wales Senator. Who should replace Mark Arbib? We've already heard Bob Carr, Christina Keneally, for example, ruling themselves out of the race. What about someone like Warren Mundine, or do you have another suggestion?
No, I think Warren's outstanding. I think Warren's absolutely outstanding as an Indigenous leader and as a former ALP national president. I think he'd make a first-class Senator. Now, it's a matter for the party. It's good that the names that have been mentioned to date as possible replacements for Senator Arbib are all people of talent, all people of capacity and quality. It's a matter for the party, but I think in terms of making certain that the mosaic of the Labor constituency is represented, Labor would do well to look very carefully at having Warren Mundine in the Australian Senate representing New South Wales.
Stephen Loosley, if you take a look back over the past week, do you think this leadership ballot now gives Julia Gillard a cloak of authority that perhaps some of her colleagues and some members of the public didn't think that she had?
It puts the leadership absolutely beyond doubt, and that's always a positive decision. As I said earlier, Kim, it gives the PM a very clear mandate on behalf of the caucus to reshape the government as she sees appropriate, and I think that's what she'll do. And I don't think you'll see recriminations. I don't think you'll see people being punished for having supported Kevin Rudd. I think Kevin's supporters can rest easy on that. I think the PM will be motivated by having the best possible team to govern the country in the national interest and going forward to the election next year.
Let me ask you about the future of the party. There are many people who are saying a lot of damage has been done to the party and to it electorally. There's also a bit of a debate about perhaps the party needs to change the way that it chooses a leader, get party members involved. What are your thoughts briefly about that?
No, the Parliamentary Labor Party is best equipped to choose the parliamentary leader. I think a mistake was made. I agreed with Kevin's point about giving the parliamentary leader too much authority over the front bench. I think that should return to the caucus. But the idea of the party at large choosing the leader, I think, is fraught with peril. The parliamentary party should retain that power and exercise it wisely, and I think they did on Monday of this week, and as a consequence the government will be better for it.
All right, Stephen Loosley, thank you very much for joining us once again.
Pleasure, Kim.